using my famous line.
That's good. That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Hey, thanks for joining us here on Garage Boxing. Kevin Breen,
Rob Ernster.
as usual. You know, we're glad to be here. You know, it's September. We're rolling into the fall months. A lot of boxing has happened, but there's even more boxing coming up. The biggest thing, obviously, coming up is Mayweather Marquez. There was just the 24/7 on HBO.
Great show.
You know, I wish they had it for the Showtime fights and for all the HBO fights. But interesting look there, and you know, definitely. I mean, there's some drama going on. We've got the news reports, not just, and it was covered in the show, but
yeah, you can read it in the newspapers, even if you don't watch the show. You know, you got Marquez, his focus as anyone could possibly be, down in Mexico, and then you got Mayweather in Sin City. A lot going on, even when there's nothing going on. But then he's got all these personal issues, his uncle, the shooting, all this stuff. But you know, I think he's used to it. I think he's used to the attention. I don't think it's going to really disrupt him as much as it would somebody not used to it. So I don't think it's a big distraction, but I don't think it's going to affect him the way it would most fighters.
yeah, I mean, he always has been Money Mayweather, although, you know, that's another thing that was addressed in the show, is that he said, hey, we don't know the IRS money, but, you know,
everything's paid for.
Yeah, I guess so, and he's living good. So if he wins this fight, obviously he'll be on the line for more money, but, you know, just as well, Marquez, who's looking huge, lifting rocks in the Mexican mountains.
Who knows what he's taking?
You know, I mean, he looks like he's taking some rocks up the hill. I mean, you know, he's
taking some shots in the
so,
ass.
and I'm on the record for saying, hey, he's the one that's going to be, you know, victorious. And I know, there's a lot of people who don't think that.
I don't.
But, you know, I mean, you know, and you know, the weight is going to be a factor. You know, that's 144, and I think most people who just off the side see it, you know, thought it was 147, but
I thought it was 146. You know, I thought it was going to be some sort of catch weight, a little bit less than the welterweight limit. 144 is perfect. You know, Mayweather shouldn't have any problems making it. Yeah, he's been off for a couple years, but you know, obviously the guy stays in shape. I mean, he doesn't let himself go like or anything.
But the distractions and, you know, and again the drama that's just not necessary. I know he's about drama, Money Mayweather, like we were saying, but
yeah,
you know, I mean, that's you know, some serious stuff, and we'll see what happens. I mean, you know, it's enough to have to try to get rid of the ring rust and get back into the
and fight a guy that's basically pound for pound one of the best.
Right. I mean,
so
he's you know, it's no easy task, and I think that I don't know if that's I think it's part of the reason why he took that fight. Because, you know, it's a smaller man. I mean, he's the biggest he's ever fought, and it is the pound for pound champ, you know, that you're facing. When you're looking at that Marquez and you're seeing him already train, you know, gosh, I don't know. I'm still sticking with him, and I know you're still sticking with Mayweather.
You see it as a knockout then still?
No, I did definitely see a distance fight and a decision, and you know, once again, we'll see. It's got another couple runs on the 24/7 on Saturday on HBO, so just watch that and we'll see how things progress. I mean, you know, maybe there'll be something there that makes you change your mind. I mean, maybe, you know.
Well, he looks good. I mean, they certainly do those episodes to make one guy look a little bit better than the other. You know, the guy that's favored and Mayweather, they make it look like he's got too much going on. They show Marquez really training hard, talking about his family, how close everything is, and how perfect everything just came around for him, even growing up. You know, he never got in trouble. So they're making it look like the odds are going to be even, but I think Mayweather's going to be favored for a reason.
Right.
You know, he's a bigger guy. They got the smaller gloves. They're going with 8-ounce gloves. You know, Mayweather's still going to be, I think, a little bit faster. You know, Marquez is a great counterpuncher. You know, they're both ring smart. I don't know if Marquez is going to be able to outsmart Mayweather in the ring. You know, I think he's pretty consistent. He's a pretty.
I think he actually, you know, where Mayweather would have more, would be relying more on his not necessarily his ring IQ, but his athleticism and his ability. I think Marquez actually would have the higher boxing IQ, in my opinion. But you know, it's going to come down to it. These guys are not, you know, young guys. They got to rely on more of like the strategy.
Well, they got to see what the other guy's going to do. You know, I think Marquez is great at figuring out how the guy's attacking and countering. But Mayweather really doesn't attack. So is Marquez going to have to go on the offense full time? You know, he's more of a counterpuncher.
He's going to get in there. I think.
I think it goes with ability. When you got two counterpunchers, you got to go with who's faster. You know, maybe who's bigger. I still see Mayweather winning the fight.
But he looked pretty big, didn't he?
Marquez looks great, and I always take Marquez. Even when you took Diaz, I took Marquez, and I won that one.
That was a perfect fight when you talk about how you rely on your ring smarts, where Marquez was like the matador with the bull there with Juan Diaz, and he got shook up.
Second round, right?
And he was throwing some punches, and that's where he switched his strategy, and he switched his strategy in the Pacquiao fight after that first round.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's a guy that I think can adjust.
He can
more.
adapt.
You know, Mayweather doesn't. He just does his thing and then lets other guys adapt to him and try to get in there. You know, I think that Marquez has the chin. He's got the smarts. He's got the momentum. You know, Mayweather's got this drama. I mean, even before the drama, again, I mean, I don't know. I will see, like we said, how the 24/7 develops. The other interesting thing is that this fight card has a great undercard.
Yeah. You
know, you've got Chris John and Rocky Juarez fighting the rematch that was a draw. But most observers had John winning, and John's a tough guy, one of the only guys to beat Marquez, and also Michael Castidas, who always face forward.
He's a little rough around the edges.
Guy moving forward.
He goes 110%.
Entertaining guy to see against Vincent Escobedo, another top young guy. That's gonna be a good fight, and that whole card is gonna be pay-per-view HBO. And again, stay tuned to the HBO 24/7
Yeah, but before we cut this short, send us your comments on the Mayweather Marquez fight. Don't just put who you think's going to win, but put how they're going to win.